1 second. Okay, boys, welcome. Okay, boys, welcome to today's live inspired coming to you from my new apartment here in Belgrade. Let me just show you around this place first of all. What a lovely place. Nice art here. I don't even, it looks like maybe the bombing of fucking Belgrade, I think. There we go. A little Picasso-esque. Got a nice balcony here. Look at this, beautiful. Nice big sofa here. Some art on the walls. There we go, it's all sweet and, have my way with a few Serbian virgins on this. Deflower a few Serbian village girls on this sofa in the coming weeks. Yeah, so here we are. And the title of this live is I'm a 40-year-old dating coach and I still miss opportunities. Time to unleash warlord game. Time to unleash warlord game. Speaking of warlord game, you will see my book here. Here's a shameless book plug. I just got my first review, boys. I got my first review in from, I know the guy who reviewed it. He's a headmaster of a school in Monaco and he's got several education businesses. And I know him from being a kid. He was a very, very smart guy from Sharrow, Sheffield, UK, and which is not a great area. And he's done super well for himself. And he was known because he got the top mark in English GCSE in the whole of the UK when he was 16. Imagine how that went down in Sharrow. But a very interesting guy. And he just messaged me the other day and said, dude, congratulations. Like, tip of the hat to you, mate. So, and he did me a review as well on the book. So there we go. And as it happens, the book is actually about a warlord. It is about a Bronze Age warlord. Yeah. And I won't go through the whole thing, but it's the first warrior civilization which swept down through, basically through Eurasia from the steppes, so from Ukraine, Russia, down into India, all the way across to Japan, and even west as far as Ireland. Yeah, it's the first warrior culture, basically. That's what it's based on. Quite honestly, there's not much out there. That if you read that book, you'll go, I wish there were a few more guys writing books like this. There's too much girly lit these days. Way too much girly lit just on the shelves in general. So yeah, get yourself a copy or don't. But honestly, I think you'll probably be quite shocked at the caliber of the writing. Not to blow my own trumpet, but I think I read a lot and it's disappointing how much crap there is coming through. So yeah, there's a plug on that. But it actually leads me into this topic today, which is about leadership. It's about leadership, and I'm actually, hey Ian, how you doing, mate? I'm actually just going to turn comments off. I don't really want to listen to anybody or really speak to anybody today. I'm just going to, how do I do this? I'm just going to go on a rant. Because I get some strange people coming in here. I don't even know how to do that. Anyway, whatever. Well, I won't be responding to any comments. Well, yeah, basically, this live is about leadership and the chronic, appalling lack of male leadership that you just see in all over the place. It's not just the West, it's freaking everywhere. Yeah, it's so fucking painful to see everywhere. And to be honest, when I'm out, I'm usually leading from the front, and I still know that I need to 5x my levels of leadership in any type of, especially when it comes to women. It needs to be upgraded by a multiple of 5x. And if that needs to be the case for me, that for sure needs to be the case for anyone who comes across this stream, for sure. Yeah. So yeah, where to begin with this? So this begins with a story from last night. So Serbia is an interesting territory. I've been out here a lot, probably out here every day, doing sessions every day, getting numbers every day, blah blah. Probably a dozen instant dates at this point. It's just whenever I go out the house with an intention to approach, most of the time I'm ending up on instant dates. You think, oh, well, great. You must just be swimming in all the ass ever. And the reality is no. The reality is about about 10% of these girls, even from instant dates, are coming through for second dates and so on, follow-up dates. And I'm thinking to myself, this is fucking amazing, because I'm too used to, in the UK and Western Europe, I'm still too passive. Going over to the girl and opening and setting up a date and inviting them is still too fucking passive. It is not actually in full masculinity mode. It's in like 60% mode. Yeah. And we're still expecting them to be proactive and so on. It's just complete fucking garbage. And it's not going to be effective for 90% of guys, right? Maybe some guys, if you cross a certain threshold of looks, they will be a bit more proactive. Even out here though, it's just... Anyway, so yeah, so it's kind of spurred by the last few weeks where I'm just going out, getting so many contacts. And to be fair, I'm not following up that much because I don't have time. But even the ones I do, I'm like, man, this is a bigger flake than normal. So why the fuck am I even going for numbers? I thought about this on the way home yesterday. Why should I, as a leader, be going for something like a fucking some schoolboy bullshit? Oh, I got a number. Fuck the number. You should be going in, and I'm talking to myself now, to rail the girl in the approach. You should be going in to drag her somewhere to have sex with her in the approach, right? To drag her back to the cave, yeah? Because why else are we approaching? Oh, I just thought you looked interested. Yeah, okay, we know all that. We know all that intro stuff, yeah? But fundamentally, there's a sexual intent. So, yeah, that's just as a point in general now. I'm not going for numbers, Instagrams. If I'm going to the girl, I'm going to minimum instant date her and pull her on instant date. That's the point of my approach now. And yeah, maybe guys should try the same thing. It'd be an interesting experiment. I think getting numbers is just too fucking weak. Well, definitely out here it is. I think you're fucking around going back and forth with the girls. What's the point? What is the point? Why not just drag them somewhere straight away? So there's a big risk in this. Because nobody cold approaches, we pat ourselves on the back like we're the greatest guys of all time. Oh, we're cold approach guys. We know how to do this, yeah. We're superior to everyone else. When the fact is, the fact that other men are such complete, total pussies that they don't do anything at all, the fact that we just do an approach doesn't actually mean that we're the greatest men of all time. It just means it's like, for example, like the first guys ever to play football compared to like Jude Bellingham or something. The best guys in the world back 100 years ago were basically shit. But just the fact that no one even knew how to play, they were just ahead of everyone else. And I think that's where we are in daytime approach. Yeah, we're better than everyone else because no one else is fucking doing anything. The people who are doing something are mostly shit. But the people who are getting decent results and moving things forward, I still think we're at 20% capacity. We could be pulling way crazier stuff off, way more dynamic stuff off. If we start to step into a greater level of leadership within our approach. So let me just get back to last night. So yeah, the backstory is lots and lots of amazing approaches, which there's just a very high flake rate. There's still dates and stuff, but there's something I'm not figuring out. And so yeah, why the fuck am I even going for numbers and dates? I should just be dragging these girls back to the cave. And then secondly, there's an approach I did last night where this definitely broke me, this approach, because it was probably to everyone else who watched that, they'd have gone, fucking hell, that guy's a pimp. That guy is an absolute fucking pimp. I ran up the road after 2 chicks, chatted to them, we bought cigarettes, brought them back to the bar, which was an outdoor bar, adjunct to the main bar on a strip. And we go to that bar quite a lot, so the staff already know us and stuff. The waitress there already flirts with me. She flirts. I think, no, she definitely fancies me, this waitress, but anyway. So bring the two girls back, say, yeah, this is, hey, excuse me to the waitress, yeah, this is my wife, this is the other girl, we're doing shots, what are we doing? Little discussion, and just banter back and forth, you know. That looks pretty sick when you see a guy go and run up, drag the two girls back, like, he runs away, comes back. I saw the waitress's face, was like, what the fuck? Because this girl's blonde hair, massive tits, like, just complete smoke show. So I look like the cool guy there. And Ephraim's students are just over in the corner. Maybe they saw, maybe they didn't. I think they saw. So it's like, okay, he looks like the cool guy. The guys I was talking to in the bar, they're looking at me. He's like, okay, I'm the cool guy. Great. So the interaction progresses, and the girls, like, after about 10 minutes are like, oh yeah, we're going to go to this next bar, which is next door. And I was kind of like, what I wanted to do then was just I was a little bit torn because I was with Ephraim students. So I was kind of like, in my mind was like, what? I shouldn't really have thought about that, but in my mind I was like, I'll probably go and just finish my drink with those guys. But what I wanted to do was just to say to the girl, no, stay here, or just kiss her right there in front of the bar, in front of all of the onlookers who were actually already staring at the spectacle we were doing. Why not raise the stakes and raise the tension even again, right? So people talk about social calibration. The best players by far are guys who actually enjoy tension, who actually enjoy creating these awkward moments for people. They're actually the best players. Yeah, so calibration is only for people, is only really valid for people who have literal autism. Or there's a guy, the Russian guy out on the strip, they say he's uncalibrated. He just has a disability, basically has a disability. But for most normal guys, you don't even need to worry about calibration. You shouldn't miscalibrate a situation. For most normal guys, you need to step further into the tension, step further into the awkwardness, where everyone's looking around, feeling awkward. No, and this is the dog right here who's going to lead, and fuck everyone else feeling awkward. You know, I'm going to pull the girl, whatever. So I didn't do that. I wanted to pull this girl. I could have pulled her, or I should have at least gone for it. I could see it in her eyes. I was like, yeah, she would kiss me, this girl. But because there were people watching me, there's a bartender, there's a fucking guys, there was all these people around, and it was like, it was almost under a literal spotlight when I think about it. So there was a double effect. And I'm like, I've already made a big scene here. I didn't go for the pull. Serbia, whatever. You know, even the fact the bartender, she exerted some kind of weird disapproval over me as well, because I know that chick fancies me. So there was this weird atmosphere going on. But in my mind, I should have just switched all of that off and just gone for the pull. And I didn't. I took the girl's number, and then they fuck off to the bar next door. And I'm just thinking to myself after that, that looks great to everybody else, but to me, that's a fucking joke. That is a fucking joke, Joseph. What are you doing? Pull the girl or drag her somewhere and pull her, just drag her around into a fucking alley. Yeah? Or just don't let the prey go. Yeah? The hunting dog does not just let the rabbit go. Yeah? She was a beautiful rabbit. Yeah? You don't just let him go. No. Yeah. It's a bit. Anyway, fuck it. It is predatory. Who gives a fucking shit? So, yeah. So I came away from that looking like cool, but very pissed off with myself last night. Very pissed off. And it was a definite breaking point. And I analysed it and realised I'm just too used to things being a little bit too easy. The girls are just too interactive, and they give me 50% back. They give me 40%. Why should they give me anything back? Why should they give me fucking anything back? They don't need to. Yeah? They've got the looks, they've got the youth, they've got the fucking hotness. If they want to just stand there and be like, well, Mr. Joseph, lead me, make my pussy wet. Obviously not going to say that to me, but if that's all it is, then that's what I've got to fucking do, isn't it? And the fact that there's no one else doing it It's not an excuse to just not push to the very end. So getting a number is not pushing to the end. Pushing to the end is dragging them back to this sofa or the wall or whatever. So that just hit me yesterday because it was nighttime as well. I sort of what I effectively did was day game, but I did it at night and we're outdoor and stuff. So my brain didn't adapt to the fact this is nighttime. So it's quite a while since I've done much at nighttime, but it's like, yeah, this was on, mate. What are you doing? So it speaks essentially to leadership. And just as a general rule, that whole set I led from the beginning right to, there was like multiple points where I was saying, well, you're walking too fast, or you're slow, whatever. There was multiple points. It was essentially me leading the whole thing. So then at the end, when I just let them go off into their world, they're just going back to, fucking whoever, some Serbian 27-year-old dude who's texting them. They're not interested. The excitement of the 40-year-old warlord is gone. Yeah, they're going back into their world now. Why should I let them go back into their world? If I want them, I should keep them in my world. Yeah. So that applies to anyone watching this as well. If you want the girl, do not just fucking let them go. Yeah. Obviously, I'm not talking. It shouldn't. You know what? I'm not gonna caveat anything I say, because if you're a complete retard or a sex offender, you shouldn't be on my channel. So I don't need to caveat that with any of this stuff. If you want the girl, do not let her go. Yeah? Don't let her go. Right? If you are happy she may flutter off somewhere else when you're kind of 70%, 60%, I want her, but I want her to come to me. Okay, fine. But in that case yesterday, I was like, I don't need her. She looks like Scarlett Johansson with bigger tits. Of course, like she doesn't, why am I letting this chick go anywhere? She should just be with me for the rest of, until she obviously physically has to go, like the next day. Yeah. So, yeah, that's leadership. That's how you should be running your sets. If you do nightlife, run your sets like this. If you do dates, run your dates like this. If you have a girlfriend, run your girlfriend like this. There's too much of this 50-50 faggot fucking bullshit, which doesn't work. It doesn't fucking work. Look at the divorce rates, guys. The divorce rates, what is it, like 70% initiated by women? They can't stand this equal bullshit. They can't fucking stand it. They want to be led. A healthy woman, this is in their DNA, it's in their genetics. They are fucking small and weak, and they have lower IQs than men. Sorry to be a fucking misogynist, okay? If you were a smaller, weaker person who was less skilled at problem solving and way, way less aggressive, basically way less on all of these metrics that are necessary for survival, would you want the meek guy who's like, yeah, we should be equal? Yeah, great. And you're just thinking, why do I want to be fucking equal? I want you to fucking lead me, you idiot. Yeah, and then the barbarian guy comes in, takes her, leads her, puts her basically where she needs to be, make sure she's good, whatever, all that shit. Yeah, it's fucking genetic, man. It is genetic. There's so many, I remember having these discussions with women, because I was raised on all this equality bullshit. I remember being very pissed off in my early 20s having these discussions with older women, because they were always like, yeah, I just need a man I look up to. And I remember I was really pissed off. I'm like, why the fuck have I been trying to do this equality bullshit with all these girls? Why have I been doing it for all this fucking time? Yeah. When I could have just gone, I'm a natural fucking leader anyway. I'm smarter than you anyway. I'm stronger than you anyway. So follow me, basically. Yeah. And obviously there's a smoothness that comes with this. I'm being very like almost aggressive on this stream. There's a smoothness with the way I do this, right? So it's leadership strength, but there's a smoothness to it and there's a light touch to it as well. Yeah. So it's not going up to the girl and barking orders at her. Yeah. It's leading her assertively through life, basically. Yeah. And this is deep down, this is what most healthy girls want. They want to be in your cave, getting railed by you, and then they want you to go and work and they go and fucking make the meal. Yeah. This is actually a dream life for a lot of fucking women. Yeah, it really is. The number of girls who say this kind of thing to me, I just lost count, basically. I've lost count. They have all these desires, like I want to be your sex slave and then your fucking cook and this type of thing, right? So I need to start bringing this into the approaches more, right? So leadership, and this applies to everyone. There's no one who's getting off like, oh, Joseph, you're more of a natural leader, whatever. You don't get off. You have to lead your household. You have to lead your tribe. You have to lead your woman. Just whenever they lead shit, they fuck it up. Just think about that. Think about the number of times you've been led by a woman and it's actually gone and it's been good. Okay. I've honestly found with like feminine women, if I even let them have a say in anything we do on a date or anything, they always fuck it up. When they have ideas, it's always a bad one. It's going to be an inconvenience to me for reason X, Y, Z, even if they've got good intentions. So it's much better just to lead 100% from the front at all times. Yeah, just this is the school of thought that I come to, that I'm coming from. If people don't like it, that's okay, but it works. It works. There's a lot of women I know, like older women, who did do the whole equality thing and stuff like that. And they really, like, I'm talking women in their 60s, like my mom's friends and stuff like this. I have very interesting conversations with them. And they're just like, yeah, I wish I had I just literally wish I had some guy to fucking step up and protect me and be a fucking man. I've actually never had it. So even these older generations, we think they were all more clued up. No, this has been going on for like 200 years. The men have been receding, yeah? Nietzsche spoke about it, yeah? And this is why you're like, why do some girls like boyfriends who are actually literally pathological? I'm talking about pathological, like controlling maniacs. And they prefer those guys to like a guy who's Mr. 50-50. Yeah, the pathological maniac is also bad. Yeah, because that's actually like, that's bad. You're going into like, because the girl has to follow from her own free will, basically. She wants to be taken, but there's an undertone of, obviously you're free to leave, fucking obviously. Yeah. But with those guys, it's like, no, you're actually not free to leave. Yeah. That's darker. That's actually genuinely dark. I actually don't like that. And to the men who do lead, women will just simply fall at your feet. Yeah. Even if they're afraid of you in some weird way, you unsettle them in some way. This is just how they're built. It's fucking genetic. Yeah. We're a sexually dimorphic species. It's like saying to a guy, like, the guy in the entourage, I'll just say, well, I don't know if I can say his name. I'll call him Ben. Ben from the entourage just said, why do you need to lead, basically? What's the theory behind it? So his young guy, it's understandable you don't know this, because I didn't either. When I was younger, started to clock it at a certain point. And the theory behind it is just fucking human survival. They can't lead. Like, they can't lead. They don't really want to. Unless it's a bit of the girls, it might be for younger guys. There are some older women who it's like a bit of a weird thrill for them to lead a younger guy, because it's literally role play for them. Yeah, that's all it is. It's literally role play. But like if a 50-year-old guy comes along and she's like 40, yeah, and who's an actual fucking guy and who takes an interest in her, yeah, she doesn't want to be role playing for her whole life. Yeah, that instinct is still there. I know this from like 60-year-old women still say the same thing. I need to look up to the guy. I need to think he's smarter than me. I need to think he's better than me. So all this equality bullshit has to fucking stop. And I thought I was way past that because of everything in the last 15 years, whatever. I thought I was way past that. But coming out to Serbia has made me realize, no, bruv, you are still expecting them to do 10, 20%. You still haven't stepped fully into embody pure masculinity, pure in its purest form, with no permission seeking, with no, oh, I hope the girl messages me back. None of that garbage. It's got to be fucking pure, especially out here. It's what the girls respond to. Yeah. So, yeah, as I say, with a smile, with humor and all of that, but this is the underlying energy beneath it, right? So, yeah, your pure femininity, it needs to be pure. By the way, the Balkan guys are not very good, by the way. They're not very good at all. they're all basically tough when it comes to other men, and they can flirt a little bit situationally. I have seen that, but when it comes to this, daytime or nighttime, they don't have it. They don't have it because they don't have that emotional side as well. It's that the emotional alpha basically, or the emotional, I don't even want to call it alpha. It's just the emotional man that fully embodies masculinity to its fullest extent. Not 80%, not 70, not even 90, 100% drive, etc., etc. Yeah, they don't have it. They don't fucking have it. So the girls, I don't know how their population is going to fucking reproduce, to be honest. The guys here are very passive, and they just basically rely on the fact they are big, good-looking guys, and they literally just rely on that. And so you've effectively got a dating market which is a matriarchy. It's a matriarchy because the men are not doing anything. Yeah, so Balkan guys, come on, fucking sort yourselves out, boys. Yeah, if they can fucking do it in Dominican Republic, yeah, if they can fucking do it in Turkey, for God's sakes, why the hell can't Balkan guys? Just sort yourselves out, boys. Anything else on leadership? Yeah. This is also the one that's most accessible to men. So we give off an energy, right? When like we see a woman's beauty, we see it on Instagram, it can be communicated to us very easily, the shape of her body, her beautiful hair, eyes, etc. That can be communicated to us very easily, right? But there's a masculine energy that we give off, which is the most powerful thing that we have. There's leadership. We can lead through situations which they just they can't lead. I'm just going to go on a quick aside. Put 50 women on an island together. Put 50 women between the ages of 20 and 50 on a desert island together. Are they still there in 3 months? No. You're going to just collect a bag of bones in 3 months. Put 50 men together on an island, they will still be there in 3 months. They will find a way to survive. Some of them will be dead, but they will find the survival value of men is incomparably higher than women. We can't replicate, we can't reproduce, so there's more reproduction value, right? So it goes back to this. Where was I? I shouldn't have gone on that tangent there. Yeah, but think about leadership in terms of what figures. So this is something that all men can do. All of us can do this. There's no reason other than fear of doing it. But the thing is, the fear of doing it should be so massively destroyed by the fear of not doing it. Yeah, you need to do this, because if you fucking don't, you're just gonna have one problem after the next, after the next, after the next, after the next. A lot of relationship problems just come down to, it's not fucking he doesn't listen, blah blah blah. It's the guy doesn't fucking lead. Yeah, and I've fucked guys' wives who are richer and taller than me. Yeah, why? How is it? And younger. How is this possible? Yeah, the guy's got everything. Yeah, he listens. He doesn't fucking lead her. Yeah, doesn't lead her in life. He doesn't lead her in the fucking bedroom. They need this. They fucking need this. So, and we can all do it. That's the beauty of it. I don't care if you're 16. I don't care if you're fucking 60. We can all lead. We can all lead. In terms of what it looks like, it's just 100 subtle things, right? So you pick the venue, you say, all right, we're going to this place. If you're going to go to a second venue, you say, we'll go to this place. Now, then on the escalation, you escalate with her. Yeah, you just escalate. And if she's not feeling it, then you just back off. Then you, in a way, it's like, I led, and then I realized, okay, this foray was not good. Okay, we'll back off again. Then I'll go and have another drink with her, whatever, chat a bit more. Then I'll go again. Yeah. And then in the conversation itself, you set the frame enough of leadership. You don't have to dominate the whole conversation. You can chill. You can just chill and listen to her. Yeah. It's not like an overbearing thing. And then when it comes to the relationship itself, yeah, lead it to where you want to lead it to. Women never lead relationships. We all fucking know this. They never lead relationships where you want them to go. Okay, they just never do. Okay, so you lead the relationship. One of you is going to shape the other one. Yeah, and I would recommend for both parties, it should be the man shaping the relationship. As long as the guy's not some fucking mental idiot. If you're a mental idiot, get off my channel. Um, so yeah, and then look at women. Look at like this. There's so few examples of this in the modern world, but when you see it, the girls just fall into place. Yeah. So this is why all girls are deep down. All girls are hard right. So not to bring the politics in here, but all girls deep down are hard right. They're hard right on DNA and they're hard right on leadership. They're not looking for equality. They're not fucking the hobo down the street because to make him because it's all equal. Yeah, they want the fucking. They know about the hierarchy, right? And it's the same with leadership and so on. So it's innate in them. And look who they just fucking voted for in America. Yeah, the women. Yeah. So yeah, these guys, people. There's so few examples. Okay, there's different. They're obviously just one incarnation, but there's you can have these incarnations. It could be a restaurant owner, it could be a fucking bar owner. It could just be a guy who just takes the lead, who's fucking, I don't know. Well, I suppose lead musicians and so on. If you look at what women are just insanely drawn to, this is it. And the thing is, this is what we want to step into anyway. So why not? Why the fuck? It's like they're drawn to the very thing that we want to be anyway. So why not just fucking do it and put us all out of our misery? Yeah, we can all enjoy ourselves. So yeah, and look at the guys that are like hyper attractive to women. People think it's just money. It's really not just money. It's really not. It's very obvious. Guys who are just pulling with money, usually they are really, really depressing relationships. Like I've worked in Monaco, okay? So I've seen this as close as humanly possible, right? I've worked in family services in Monaco. Those types of relationships are not even that common, and they're really, really fucking depressing, extremely depressing when it's just money. Yeah, when it's money and leadership, then that's perfect for the woman. It's like, great, I can just be hot, great, yeah, because he's a leader anyway. Yeah, but the others, when it's just the cash, the woman disrespects the man. It's a fucking weird ass situation. You go in there, there's some guy coming in from the outside, the woman's flirting with you and stuff. That's fucking weird. It's weird. Yeah, the guys that women are drawn to repeatedly, it's just the leaders wherever whatever their circle is. Yeah, Melania fucking traveled to the USA for Mr. fucking Trump. Yeah. And to hold down these types of girls, like you know, whatever, to hold down these types of girls, just having some cash is not. You have to have personal gravitas. Yeah, being a fucking nice guy, what's that gonna get you? It's gonna get you a fucking Michelle, right? So, yeah, look at world leaders. Look at the two absolute top G's at the moment. And look at their bad skis that they've got going on. Yeah, women are drawn to that. Women are drawn to that. But then you could take it, as I say, music. You could take it business. You could take it to fucking bar. You could take it in all sorts of directions. But yeah, the more you can embody this in your relationship, the better. And if you're at 0% leadership, yeah, get yourself to 50, to minimum 50. Yeah, well, realistically, for me at 40 years old, 50 is a waste of fucking time. I need to be 100% all the way through. There's no space for nothing. There's no room left. There's no time left. Yeah. So, yeah. So thank you to Serbia for teaching me this. Thank you to Serbia for teaching me this. And actually, a lot of Anglo-American game historically has been some bullshit marketing exercises to get women to be a bit more proactive, or to sort of lead very, very discreetly, like just almost way too discreetly, or to permission seek way too fucking much. And that's why it doesn't work, because the guys who developed it from the outset were weak men with no spine from the beginning, which is why they did all this weird engineering stuff on it. How about we just step in and start owning our sexuality as well? Start owning the fact we find women hot. Yeah, that's something that the Serbian guys have a real, as far as I can see, they have a hard time with it. Turkish guys don't, Dominican guys don't. It was interesting yesterday, yeah, the bartender was like very shocked when I came back, because like, hey, this was my wife. She hadn't really seen me put much on anybody. And yeah, people here just, they don't really do it. The men don't really show it, yeah? Let's start owning that heterosexuality. Why the fuck is there a human species? Yeah, if we don't have heterosexual men and women. So let's start to own it, guys. Yeah, go over, compliment the girl, start out easy, make your life easy. Start with a dress. Yeah, they get the picture, they understand. Right, then we can go on to the hair. Then we can go on to a little bit with the physique. Yeah, and you can gauge it. To be fair, with street approach, you can gauge it where you kind of like push as far as you're comfortable, then push a little bit more the next time. Yeah, but keep pushing it and keep owning that fucking heterosexuality. What's interesting is there's some girls I've complimented on their clothes and stuff, and it's like I'm literally staring at them in the approach. I'm looking at their legs and stuff, and they've later said to me, they're like, "Yeah, I wasn't quite sure why you. I wasn't quite sure what your intention was." And I'm thinking, I thought my intention was pretty fucking obvious. So sometimes you really need to be like super crazily direct, so you can play around with that. But yeah, no more closet heterosexuality. Yeah, establish why you're fucking there talking to the girl. If she's not interested, peace and love. But a lot of times as well, sometimes it's worth having a few shots. This is kind of what my game is. I'd say I'm realizing that other guys don't do this. This is a feature of my game. Is I'll go in good open, and if it's just slick off the start, brilliant. If it's not, and she doesn't really stop, I will persist once, persist twice, persist maybe 3 up to 4 times, and then guess what happens? In most of those cases, they flip, mostly, and then 2 minutes later they're laughing and they're eating out of the palm of my hand. So you can flip them as well on the approach. Yeah, this is something I didn't really realize I did this, but Ephraim and Balfour's like, oh, it's really good that you do that, because it's like, just because she doesn't stop immediately, fuck it. Yeah, you know, stop her again, stop her again, stop her again. Obviously, at a certain point, again, I don't need to caveat, people aren't stupid. Yeah, and then also ability to move people, ability to lead others. You lead the girl. Yeah, that's a minimum. That's minimum requirements. This is the problem. If you were leading more in general, like you wouldn't have such an issue leading the girl. They fucking love this. Look at the message has been fucking delivered to us as men. The biggest selling book of the last 30 years. Is it about equality? No. It's about a man who basically takes a woman as a BDSM sex slave and like forces her to do like personal training and all this, fucking controls her life and all this shit, right? Yeah. This is what they deeply fucking crave. And this is why they're so fucking mental in the modern world, because they're not getting any of it, right? So yeah, we can all fucking lead. Yeah. Stop. You're not fucking nice. Stop thinking you're fucking nice. You're not. You're just a permission-seeking little boy. Okay? Let's start to fucking lead, guys. Yeah, bro, I'm not answering questions today. This is not a question thing. If for people who are interested in learning cold approach, learning my style of cold approach, we all basically do the same thing. Me, Ephraim, Balfour, Christian, it's all pretty much the same teaching. Because especially me, Balfour, and Ephraim now, because we've learned so much from each other, is the teaching is very similar. So if you're in, but just go with the guy that you resonate with, that you think, yeah, I want to be around this guy. This is the guy for me. Different age groups as well, different profiles, different parts of the world. If you're an older guy looking to find a wife in the next 2 to 3 years, and you need to know about where to go, especially if you're internationally minded, I would recommend getting on a call with me. If you're at the business end of things and you need to get this sorted, you know, if you're a fucking 20-year-old just wanting to bang, like, I can teach you to do that. It's not fucking difficult, but yeah, especially for the older guys at a business end, get on a call with me, to be honest, because I am the man for that job. So calendly.com/wingbro. Anything else here? Yeah, ability to move others. This is what I was going to say. If you were leading in general in life, it wouldn't be difficult to lead women. It really wouldn't. And yeah, I would just recommend, try this out. Try this out for 6 months or 6 weeks. And just, you know, try it out. See how this energy works for you. Move as hard as you can in this direction, and then move further in this direction. Push further and further and further, and see how this works for you. Try it first. You don't need to know. I've just described all the theory. You don't really need to know that. So, like yesterday, for example, this is part of my life. Is I would say I'm on the extreme end of social experience, like really quite extreme, from high academia to high. I wasn't high in the business thing, but because I was living in Monaco, I was knocking around with like people, globally wealthy people with fucking boats and stuff, to just, fucking being a club promoter in Sheffield, then also having a professional job, living all over the world. So like I've got on the very extreme end of social experience. And I think I just see this as something, it's basically an absolute everywhere. It's basically an absolute everywhere. I just don't see exceptions to it. And even like the more feisty kind of European, like Southern European girls, they still want a guy who is their leader. And it might be feisty with everyone else, but with him, and they can be feisty with him, he is still unquestionably their leader. And that's what gets the results. And this is what fucking idiots in the modern world don't understand. Yeah? With this rent boy six-pack nonsense that has been going around for like the last X number of years. Men have literally reduced themselves psychically to the position of a fucking 15-year-old girl. Yeah? It's so fucking heinous and so stupid. Like, by all means, do all of your looks maxing things. Do that all. But just fucking realize that's baseline shit, dude. That is baseline stuff. If you actually want to have an impact in the world, this is the edge that you need to develop. Not just with women, in other ways. You don't do a fucking contract with a guy just because he's got a fucking nice jaw, right? Or he's got a fucking six-pack, yeah? The guys at the moment who are fucking fighting all over the world leaders, yeah? Some of these guys, like, they're a variety of physical specimens, should we say, yeah? And these are the most powerful, intelligent men on literal leaders, like on fucking earth. Well, obviously most of them is very divisive. Half of them fucking hated, but like, it's not a physical thing, is it? That moves nation states, for fuck's sakes. So, yeah, this mentality is so weak and it's so fucking pathetic. So that guys, they've got so little example of what leadership and charisma looks like that they don't even know it fucking exists. They don't even know it fucking exists. And it's the most powerful thing you've got, right? So, yeah, lean into it as far as you fucking can. It's absolutely fucking ridiculous. I'll put down here, rent boys with six-packs. I think it was, it might have been, it was someone who said to me something about, they didn't want to go to the beach, there's too many guys with six-packs there. I'm just like, fuck these guys. Fuck these guys. So, yeah. What else did I have to say? Yeah, the leadership stuff. Was there anything else today? No, that was pretty much it. So yeah, as far as you think you're leading the situation, as I say, if you're most guys who I come into contact with, who I would actually work with, are highly intelligent, analytical professionals, right? Mostly, that's in fact pretty much exclusively, and because they're smart, it's easier to train a smart dog than it is to train a dumb dog. But unfortunately, our culture is training men out of their leadership skills. Put your hand up to go for a piss, yeah? Send your fucking future depends on your ability to write these fucking notes and then, submit them to a figure of authority who will approve or disapprove your future. And that goes on well into university, right? And then people are going over analytical mode in their work and so on. It's hardly surprising. And then there's the whole culture of equality. So it's hardly surprising guys can't fucking seduce, really, is it? It's hardly fucking surprising. It's hardly surprising that the dating market is fucking screwed. And you can't blame the women. Stop blaming the women, yeah? It is on the men. So if you're watching this, it's on you, my friends. It is on you. If you're not succeeding, look at yourself. Look at yourself. Yeah, it is not on the women, it's on you. Even entire cultures like the USA, for example, yeah, their women are fucking demented. Yeah, why is that? Because they're shaped by the men. So the men are not doing their fucking jobs in America, obviously, right? So start shaping your daughters, start shaping your fucking girlfriends, yeah? You'd have a bit more sensible human beings over there. Obviously, there's some good ones as well, but fuck me, it's obvious, right? Jesus Christ. I found that fuck NATO thing outside there's fuck USA. I found that outside my apartment. There's a lot of fuck USA and fuck NATO stuff. Yeah. Well, I actually do. My thing with Americans is like the 10% of Americans I like, such as Ephraim, such as guys in the entourage. I genuinely think these are some of the best people you can ever meet. But there is also a 90% of people who just like. Anyway. Yeah, but it's on the men. It's on the men to lead. It's not going to be led by women. And women themselves have said this. There are some very insightful women online who've said this. I forget, there was a woman I was watching the other day. She was talking about the hero's journey for women, but she also said as well on hero's journey for men, it's like it has to be the men that lead this. So you need to realize we need to be the ones that step up, stop being passive little boys. Yeah, stop this, start stepping into things. A lot of people, I did this on my recent video. A lot of people experienced quite bad traumas as children, and they get stuck. Men get stuck in their infantile state, and that goes on through their whole lives. It's actually very common. It's like what I'd say it's about 30% of men, and inevitably these are the guys who come into the game space because there's something lacking in them somewhere along the line. Yeah, there's other guys as well, but this is a very common thing. So for stuff like that, you know, people who've suffered like things in the home, alcoholics, mentally ill parents, narcissism in the home, all these types of things. There's a guy actually I'd recommend. He's called Jerry Wise. Jerry Wise. He has a process called self-individuation. I think it's excellent. It's basically about beginning to put yourself as a mental point of origin. Obviously, like that's a Tomasi phrase, but putting yourself and your own feelings and your own sense of what you want to do, consciously, consistently returning to that over and over again. Because what guys struggle with is being too considerate. So I think of myself last night, I was too considerate of the environment. Yeah. Maybe you say, oh, that's being calibrated. Fuck calibration. To what? To a society that has got no interest in my benefit. I could have pulled that girl last night. But yeah, I didn't go for it because it would have caused a stir, but still. So yeah, self-individuation, Jerry Wise. Go and look at him. I've got many recommendations. This is part of my program for guys that get on this. I look at things in a much deeper way because, you know, just putting a band-aid over stuff, go and do some techniques and stuff like that. It's not going to fucking work because you as an entity are fundamentally fucked. Okay. So unless things are sorted out, you can have the best technique in the world. Yeah. It's not going to fucking work. Right. The person is showing up as you as a man. Right. So yeah, so that needs to get sorted out. So for people who sign up with me, I do have many recommendations. As I said on the video today, if you haven't watched that video today, I think that was a good video. I don't know if it was good or not, but I think it was a relevant video to a lot of guys. The video I just put up today. So have a look at that. Yeah, if you're interested in the program, if you're a serious guy who's interested in the program, get on a call with me. I think that's it, boys. I think that is it for the live today. I hope everyone is good. Thanks for joining. Whoever's joins, get and lead from the front and heal yourselves as well in the process of all of this. Yeah, it's a multi-vector approach. Heal yourselves, boys, and start fucking leading. Peace and love. This is Josefsky. I'll catch you very shortly. We're doing a few more lives this week.